Oh, we are so close. Okay, chapter 31. To Echo's surprise, all she felt was a soft nudge to her belly, followed by the slackening of the ropes as they slipped off and fell onto the dusty ground. When she opened her eyes again, she was amazed to see the dragon very gently turning to Horace and slicing through the ropes that bound him with her teeth. Horace looked down at himself, then at Echo in amazement. We're free, he said. The dragon bobbed her head. Can't she understand us? He said, his eyes wide. She can't, can she? I don't say why not, said Echo, still not quite believing this turn of events herself. Gilbert can, so why couldn't the dragon? She turned to the dragon and gave a nervous curtsy. You should go, she said. It isn't safe for you here. Miranda will kill you if she has the chance. She trailed off as the dragon made a strange gagging, hiccuping sound. What's she doing? Oh, I've absolutely no idea, said Horace. Well, you're the dragon expert, said Echo. Well, it looks like one of Professor's cats when she brings up a fur ball. What? I think she's going to be sick. The dragon's cheeks bulged, and with a rumble she spat out one of her eggs, which lay gleaming red in the dust. She must know Miranda's up to no good, Echo whispered. Horace nodded. Mountain dragons always keep their eggs close to their side, even when they're hunting. Some varieties have special pouches in their throat to keep their eggs safe. The dragon gagged again and brought up a second egg, this one a brilliant emerald green. Then, with a final throaty groan, she spat out a golden egg before nudging all three towards Echo and Horace with her snout. You want us to protect them? Asked Echo, turning to the dragon. The dragon bobbed her head again, then cocked it to one side as if listening. Gilbert cocked his head too, and then his scales flashed red for danger. What is it? Echo said. Then she heard it. The distant stomp of boots and the shouts of a rough sky pirate voices were ringing faintly through the lava tubes. There were lots of them, and they were getting louder. The dragon nudged the eggs towards Echo and Horace. We'll look after them, said Echo. I promise. As the footsteps grew louder, she and Horace quickly rolled the dragon eggs, each as big as a watermelon, into the bushes and hid alongside them. Here it is! Echo turned to see Miranda emerging from the tunnel, a victorious smile on her face. The dragon turned, slow as a sky galleon, towards the cave entrance, her red tail lashing from side to side. Behind Miranda, a gaggle of sky pirates in all the varied colours of the seven seas flooded out of the tunnels, their arms and pockets overflowing with gold and jewels. Echo spotted a sad-looking grub, and her heart clenched with guilt at how she'd tricked him with the imaginary Ethernet. Miranda drew a glittering gold cutlass from her belt and raised it above her head. At this, all the sky pirates dropped down to their knees behind her. Among them, Echo saw pirates of every clan. Steel-eyed Seth in his yellow gherkin, his mechanical eye firmly focused on the gleaming blade. Rashmi the Ruthless, her thick black plait flung over one purple-clad shoulder. Even old Gus, his pockets brimming with pearls, was bowing to Miranda. It was the cutlass of Clanthe, Echo realized in horror. She had failed, Miranda had found it, and now all the sky pirate clans were under her control. I am the queen of the seven skies, shouted Miranda, and I command you all to kill that dragon. Miranda raised her flintlock and fired a volley of shots at the dragon. The other sky pirates whooped and cheered and ran forward in a terrifying pack, baring their teeth, cutlasses held high, swarming all over the crater and surrounding the dragon. There was a red flash of flame as the dragon roared, shooting fire across the volcano crater. Echo gasped and shrank back further into the bushes as the dragon's wings beat a huge whoomp, whoomp, and she soared into the air, pressing the wild grass flat with the downdraft of her wings. She roared with rage, a deafening sound that rumbled all around the canyon. Echo watched in horror as old Goss led a group of blue-clad thunder sharks forward, some wielding cutlasses, others firing pistols. The dragon screeched and set a cascade of orange flame down to them. Old Gus screamed as he was blown into the air, the seat of his breeches aflame. He tumbled down the volcano, finally landing in the river with a huge hiss of steam. The dragon blasted another torrent of flame that licked up the rib-shaped rock and scorched the edges of the bushes Echo and Horace were hiding in. "We have to get out of here," said Horace. "But we need to help her," Echo hissed back. Horace shook his head. "No, we need to take these somewhere safe," gesturing to the 3 eggs hidden in the bushes beside them. Echo nodded. Horace was right. If they stayed where they were, they would end up char-grilled, even if the dragon wasn't aiming at them. She turned and stuffed 2 of the eggs into her knapsack, and Horace packed the last one into his satchel. "Echo!" Echo jerked her head to see Grub, his face pinched with fear, staggering down the slope towards them. "What are you doing here? Are those..." He pointed a shaking finger at the dragon eggs. "You can't have them," she said, brandishing Stinger and taking a step forward. I don't want them," said Grub, flinging both hands in the air. "I didn't want any of this." He flinched as a gunshot flared up on the volcano rim. Echo took in his terrified voice. "Okay, over here," she said, scrambling down the slope out of the sight of the pirates, who were all either firing their guns and whooping or cowering from dragon's flames. They found another clump of bushes to hide in and took cover beneath the thorny foliage. "Are you okay?" asked Echo. Grub shook his head, his shoulders quivering. "I've always wanted to see a real dragon," he said. "It makes me sick to see them attacking it like this. Old Gus said he'd have me thrown in the shark tank if I didn't go down there." There was a faint yell from below, and Echo peeked down to the river to see a somewhat singed old Gus doggy paddling to the riverbank and dragging himself out. Grub looked too and swallowed. "I'd better get back." "Are you sure?" Echo said. "You could come with us, help us with these eggs." Grub licked his lips and paused for a moment, then finally shook his head. "I can't," he said sadly. "Here, have your ether net back in case it comes in handy." He carefully pulled an imaginary net out of his pocket and passed it to Echo. "Thanks," she said softly, heat flushing her cheeks. By then, Grub raced back up the volcano shore. Above them there was the buzz of airship engines, and Echo looked up to see all 6 of the Sky Pirate ships closing in on the dragon. There was a boom of a cannon, and something flew past them and crashed into the volcano with an orange burst of flame. The dragon spun this way and that, her tail lashing the air, but there were too many ships and too many cannons firing. "No!" Echo shouted in horror as she looked back to see Miranda, pistol in hand, silhouetted on the volcano's rim. Echo's hand instinctively reached for Stinger, but before she had time to react, the captain raised her flintlock pistol to the sky, aiming it directly at the dragon's soft underbelly. Bang! The whole world seemed to slow as, with a terrible heart-rending screech, the dragon fell out of the sky like a glittering red stone and plummeted into the river far, far below. We will find, that's the end of the chapter. We will find out what happens in chapter 32 next time. We read the first sentence of chapter 32. Oh, okay then. Chapter 32, first sentence. The world seemed to spin round her as Echo stared in despair at the river below. End of sentence. Okay. Good night, Papa. I love you. Catch it. Oh, good work. And one for me, please. Good night, Baba. I love you.